Hello, everybody. It's me, Martinez-Bateman. I am the CEO of New Coyote Consulting. We are an equity communications firm here in the Pacific Northwest. It is the first Monday update of 2023. Started out, I used to do these Monday and Thursday. Monday, I'd tell you what my intentions were for the week. Thursday, I'd tell you how I did on those intentions. I did those through 2020, 21, 2022, or 2020, 2021, and most of 2022. Or the beginning of 2022. Then 2022, we had some trouble. We were really struggling, and I stopped doing the updates because, first of all, we just didn't have the energy, the bandwidth for them. And then second of all, they were just depressing because we were just struggling and struggling and struggling. Then in the last half of 2022, everything flipped around and we were experiencing a ton of prosperity and just amazing, snatched victory from the jaws of defeat kind of thing, which felt really amazing and was really awesome. But then, of course, we were dealing with an influx of work, so I didn't do that many updates. I think I did them kind of once a week. I felt a lot of complicated feelings in 2022. I was very tired in 2022. I was also doing a lot of very intentional resting in order to get us back on track and in order to make sure that we didn't suffer further loss after that sort of initial big loss of the year. One of the ways that we navigated that is that I cut my hours and I cut my pay. Everyone, I feel, knows by now or should know by now that the people who make the money in a company are the workers. And as an executive, even though my company is very small, I was not making a lot of money right then. We had to, be able to keep the lights on, be able to keep things running, be able to sort of persevere through this hardship. And I did that by cutting my pay and cutting my hours and keeping contractor pay and worker pay the same. And that really paid off for us in a huge way. I'm very, very grateful. It was really, really hard to do. I knew it was right. I knew it was right to do that. I knew it was right to cut executive pay and keep worker pay the same. And I'm really glad that it worked out. And I feel, I don't know, I feel grateful for all the struggles I've been through that got me to this point so that I knew what to do when things got really hard. I feel glad for the family support that I had to help, make that possible. Not everybody can cut their pay and their hours like I did. I also feel upset because, we experienced this massive victory. We are back on top, so to speak. We're doing well. But we're not doing two incomes well, at least as far as my pay is concerned. And I found out today that our family is maybe going to be impacted by all the layoffs that are happening in tech. And I got really upset because, we have this rolling situation that started with the biggest companies laying off tons and tons of people, which led other companies to lose contracts and lay off people, which is just sort of the shit rolls downhill, right? So now that we have this sort of recession that's happening where all of these big companies are making these decisions out of fear and also just bad choices in general. Other smaller companies are also having to lay off people, which is really hard and really sad and really scary. And I'm really happy that New Coyote is in a good place. That puts us in a much better position than we would be in if this had happened last year when New Coyote was in a bad place. And also, when you're a civic-minded millennial, you've just been here so many times, you've been here over and over and over. You started your career here and it's just never let up. And there's a part of me that feels really fatalistic about that and feels really upset about that. And I cried, obviously, about it. And definitely my first reaction was well, fuck, we can never catch a break, can we? And, talked about it, obviously cried about it, like I said. And then also, because of who I am and because of the life I've led, there's also a part of me that I really love and cherish that also has made my life harder sometimes, that just loves it when the shit hits the fan. Just loves it. There is a part of me that only feels alive when my back is against a wall. And that part of me got a lot of exercise last year. And I was, really grateful for them and really grateful for those skills and really grateful for the part of me that sees something falling apart as an opportunity for something else to be built. And also, they are tired. They spent a whole year working hard. And I was really kind of hoping that 2023 would be a year of rest and growth and being able to catch up on things we missed out on when things were really bad for last year. And I think the lesson here is that, and I took it to heart. I did a lot of intentional resting in 2022, and I think that also saved us. But I'm taking it to heart that it's like, there is no right time to be happy with who you are. There's no right time to be, to rest. There's no right time to spend your hours doing the thing that the things and things that bring, doing the things and things. There's no right time to spend your free time. What I'm trying to say is go out and do the things you love with the people you love right now. Don't wait until you have your shit together, because it's never going to happen. Last year we made every right decision at New Coyote and we survived, and now we're thriving, and other people's shit decisions are now impacting us in a way that, we have no control over. Am I mad about it? Yeah. Am I at least glad that I have these skills? Also, yeah. I also feel like a lot of medium and small size companies, we need to understand that the person to identify with here is not the C-suite fucker in the multi-million-dollar company who is making bad decisions and then laying people off so that they can experience the consequences of usually his bad decisions. And so he doesn't have to experience those consequences. He has enough wealth to cushion that kind of bad decision making. We do not. We in small and medium-sized organizations and small and medium-sized corporations, we have an identification. We must identify more with our worker than we identify with fellow C-suite people in these much richer companies. We don't have the kind of fat that you can cut from a company like they do. And honestly, they don't. They honestly don't. Just like last year or last time there was a recession, what's going to happen is there are companies who just start this downward spiral. They lay off workers because of bad C-suite decisions. The C-suite never experiences consequences, so continues to make bad decisions. They lay off workers because of bad C-suite decisions, and they're just circling the drain, and eventually they get acquired or they file for bankruptcy. We can't afford to do that, you and I. If you're watching this, you're probably similar size to my company. We can't afford to do that. We live in a fucking community. We have family members. We have, children in school, some of us. We have, people in homes, nursing homes that we have to pay for. We have all of these connections to our community. We have churches, we have faith groups, we have whatever that we show up for. And we have to show up for them as leaders in this coming storm. And that means that you cannot make your workers suffer the consequences of your decisions. You have to take those consequences on. The buck has to stop with you. We can't afford to fuck around. And that's going to be very painful, but it's way, way, way more painful to lay off people who don't deserve to be laid off because your dumbass made a bad call. And I'm saying that to me. I'm saying that because that is what I had to do last year, and it worked out for us. And it worked out really well. And I just feel some kind of way about the people who take a leadership position and then they don't respect that position and they don't respect the sacrifices you have to make in that position. And it's having massive, bad consequences for everyone. And I've seen it happen again, and now and now I'm watching it happen again, and a person does feel fairly powerless in that situation, and that also really sucks. So that's the Monday update. I'm not going to tell you my intentions this week. I guess it's just to hold on and rest and do my job and show up for my clients and try to navigate and shore up for yet another storm in a lifetime of storms. So I'm feeling upset, I'm feeling hopeful, I'm feeling excited, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling fired up. You just got the gamut today from me. So have a lunch, have a walk. Now more than ever, you're going to feel like you got a nose to the grindstone this, and you don't, you can't, you got to rest. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your community. We got to show up for each other, and we got to show up for our communities and our family members right now, because that's all we have at the end of the day. All right. Bye, y'all.